the mainstream, the studio machine. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation, you know it's gotta be Indie Film Nation.
Hi, Sue Lawson here for Indie Film Nation. We are here at the awards dinner for the Creative Coalition here at Sundance 2010. It's an awesome place. We've got some really great guests that are lined up that we're going to grab a few quick words with here on the red carpet, so stay tuned. Thanks. Oh, good. How about you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, and you look warm, too.
I am sort of warm at the moment, but that'll change
Well,
the longer we stand out.
Well, I won't make you stand out too long,
maybe
then.
you short, would you?
I will. I can do that. I can do that. Tell me about the coalition.
Well, the Creative
How's that for cutting to the
That's
chase,
pretty
huh?
good. The Creative Coalition has been around for 20 years, and it's the premier nonprofit, nonpartisan advocacy arm of the arts and entertainment community. And you know, our mission is to nurture and protect and defend the arts in the United States. We focus primarily on arts and education, the National Endowment for the Arts, and artists' rights.
Now, how did you get involved?
It was actually about 3 or 4 years ago here. I met Robin Bronk, and I'd been wanting very much to get involved in something that would, you know, some kind of advocacy that would give back to society. And like a lot of people, I was, you know, reticent to take on environmental issues or social causes because I didn't know enough about them, and I didn't want to, you know, I wasn't in a place where I was able to educate myself enough to become an expert on those things. And when I got involved with the Creative Coalition, I thought, well, I actually do have some gravitas when it comes to talking about the arts, as I've made my living as an artist for almost 30 years and come from a family of artists. So, you know, my personal mission became to remind America that arts are not a luxury item. They're not something extra. They're something that we should be talking about non-apologetically, and that we should especially be trying to get arts taught in schools all over this country, because not only will we have, you know, a better understanding of the world and ourselves and each other, but we'll also create better mathematicians, better politicians, better scientists, better human beings if they study the arts.
Better people all the way around. Do you see there being a natural synergy between the coalition and Sundance?
Well, you know, I mean, the thing that's great about Bob Redford is that, you know, since he started the Sundance Institute, he's been doing exactly that work on a very practical level. You know, he's been giving aspiring artists a chance to practice and to learn and to experiment without the pressure of, you know, the commercial world. And, you know, he's kind of my hero in that way, because he's a guy who, you know, has been tremendously successful in his field, and he's really given a tremendous amount back to, you know, the film and artistic community. So, yes, I mean, we're doing the same work, which is trying to, you know, inspire artists and you know, have people tell stories that are interesting and of social importance. You know, we're just doing it in a different way.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your latest project.
I'm doing a television program called Private Practice. It's on ABC, and we're in our 3rd season, and we're kind of steaming along.
Steaming, I think that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
It's like a freaking petri dish. We're all sleeping with each other, and it's very, you know, we all have a lot of problems.
Very watchable, very watchable.
Yeah, it's wonderful and kind of a guilty pleasure for a lot of people.
It is for me. Thanks very much for your time. You're cold. I'm going to let you go. Jason, tell me about the film.
The film is called The Dry Land, and it's about a young man returning from his tour in Iraq, and he's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And I play his friend, who is sort of ill-equipped to help him deal with what he's gone through. And it's a beautiful movie. I'm really proud of it. And
everything I hear about it, and I haven't seen it yet, but people are talking about it, and they seem so incredibly moved. And I personally would, if I was standing there in your place, take it as a compliment when they say it took them a while before they realized that it was you.
Oh, great.
Because they just really thought to themselves, wow, they were just so invested in the film itself.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I can't think of a better compliment. I mean, you know, I think that all of the actors, you know, it's such a beautiful script and such an important story to tell that I think all of us just kind of put our heads down and tried to tell the story, and not, you know, no one tried to call attention to themselves or be showy or do anything. We all just really tried to to serve the story. So thank you very much. That's really nice.
Well, what was the biggest challenge that you had when it came to making the story?
The biggest challenge that I had, I think, was I had never spent too much time in a slaughterhouse, and that's where my character works. And so just sort of getting used to that and trying to imagine my everyday life and my everyday job being there. That was a challenge for me, but it was really interesting, and I learned a lot. And everyone that helped us. Hey, how's it going? How are you? Good to see you, man. Everything, everyone in Texas and Albuquerque really opened up their lives to us and really trusted us and knew that we were just trying to tell a true story. We weren't trying to make some kind of political statement, really, or anything like that. Just that it's hard to come home as well. So it was really interesting. They welcomed us with open arms.
The level of trust that has to be established, and apparently it was almost instantaneous.
It's just incredible. So yeah, we trusted them and they trusted us, and it was a really beautiful thing. And at the end of it, I think Ryan Piers Williams came out with a beautiful and moving story. So.
And what would you like the audience to take away from the story?
I think the idea for the Dryland is that there's another option, that there's hope, that it's really tough and it's dark and you can go to really intense places, but there's always a choice to ask for help. And that's been the thing that they found when they were doing research about this kind of thing, that there is a lot of help out there. The difficult thing is getting the men and women to admit that they need help, because they're soldiers and they've been trained to be brave and solve problems, and all of a sudden they feel like they're out of control and they should be able to fix it. And the truth is, they're already so much stronger than most of us, and the truth is you can't fix something like that on your own. You need some help. And so I think that's the message of the film, is that needing help is not a sign of weakness.
Asking for it could be the sign of strength.
Absolutely, and courage, definitely. I completely agree.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been absolutely terrific, and I wish you the best of luck with the film. I know it's going to do fabulous.
I hope so. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Thanks again.
I want it my way, Indie Film Nation, going all the way, Indie Film Nation, you know it's gotta be.